Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is G. You're watching Allastrology, and this is your August full moon, August 9th, 2025. Uranus rules this full moon. This is a full moon in Aquarius at 16 degrees. Pallas Athena is right next to it at 15 degrees. Okay, the full moon talks about the ending of a cycle. Something is coming to a close. We are completing something. Something's coming to an end. Aquarius energy, group energy, it's the humanitarian, social programs, groups of friends, can be some online stuff, streaming, live streaming, science, technology, astrology. So 15 degrees is Pallas Athena, which is a thinker, which is a planner, someone who can look at a map, who can see the big picture, basically, who thinks of the now, thinking of the future. But this Pallas Athena says, even though there's an ending here, she's smart and she's thinking, and it's part of a plan. It's a strategic ending, right? Because Pallas Athena is right next to it. So there's something about the word strategize and strategy. 15 degrees is the Mercury degree. Again, that's communication. It is news. The thing is, it's the shock and the surprise stuff we're all like. So it's something coming to a closure, but yet if it's a shock and a surprise, it's not necessarily a closure that I had planned, right? So there's that whole surprise element in there. And that takes me to the Aquarius energy of the rebelliousness against the institutional energy, against tradition. Uranus is just like, and Aquarius is just like, enough of this already. We've been doing it this way for so long. This shit's outdated. It is time for something new. And so that's that energy in our chart where we're not afraid to embrace new, where we are excited about it, actually. And we can see how this would be a good thing to look at something, and it can be different and new and, just, hey, never experienced, never been done before, but it will view it as exciting. And that excitement kind of almost feels a little fun and courageous. And we feel like, hey, well, let's give this a whirl. It's like the experimental energy, science, NASA, space, AI, technology. That's Aquarius. So this can be big with unionizing, with people gathering and learning how to really network and communicate in ways where it can further their cause. Aquarius is group energy typically, right? We think of the social programs, the social systems, the social services, and how a bill was just passed for us in the States, even though it won't take effect until after the 2026 midterms, like it won't come into effect until after then. And it was strategically done that way. It's a delayed hit type of thing. And that is when people will really be like, what the hell? I mean, there are already a lot of folks who are waking up, and this is the awakener energy. 16 degrees is the moon degree, which emphasizes public and public programs, public systems, right? It emphasizes that. Who are together. This trine's been going on for a couple of months now, okay? But look at the difference. Look at the difference. Now we got Mars who's taking action. Mars is here. Mars is in Libra. This is relationships. This is inequality, fairness, and justice, lawyers and courtrooms. Please. So that is also part of this energy on this day. on this day. So along with that release and that let go, at 16 degrees in foreign orb, because we got Pallas Athena there, because we got the moon there, and because we have Cheriflow there. You have objects in your chart from 13 to 22 degrees in Aquarius. 13 to 22 degrees. You may feel a release and a let go. And the release and the let go can be an authority figure, which can be a parent, can be a boss. It can be a friend who's like an authority figure. It can be friends in general, especially if they are people that you kind of look up to, something that's inspiring, something that's kind of out there in terms of social programs or just different and unconventional. Science especially. But what about astrology? What about, the online streaming, whether it's, in a live stream or streaming on streaming platforms and whatnot. So a release, a closure, and an ending, okay? And then some actions are going to be taken because of Mars being present. Now, we're paying attention because it's the ancient rule of Aquarius. So we have to consider where Saturn is. Well, it's at the same degrees as Uranus. It's at 1 degrees. This is the taking action degree. And remember, it's in Aries. So this is a lot of Martian energy, a lot of fight, a lot of starts, a lot of let's do something new. Let's take action. 1 degrees, and it's conjunct Neptune. So you have institutional energy. Saturn is the rules and the structure and the order, but with the government and the institutions that work and that run for the government, institutions of society. And I have to take a look at the Leo real quick because it's the opposite of the Aquarius energy, and you see where the Mercury is. This is key because this Mercury is still in her retrograde, but she's like standing still. This is where she ends her retrograde. Now, there's more information that's coming out. So things may not look as they appear. Things may look worse than they appear. Things may may do an about face. Either way, when the Mercury retrograde is over, you have more information. And so the public is highlighted again here with Mercury at 4 degrees in the Leo energy. The Uranus energy, which rules Aquarius, is considered the God part of it, the God degree. It's that lightning bolt that can literally give life. What happens when you have a thunderstorm and it rains, as opposed to when it rains? It's that lightning where your grass is like, whoa, like it gives life. The degrees, 16, no, we're going to go 13 to 22. 13 to 22 degrees. Find out if you have this in your chart. It's a release and it's an ending. The moon can represent home and family and where you live even. Your community, your social networks, your social contacts, your group energy, the online stuff and technology. For some folks, because this is in Aquarius, this can be your electricity, right? This can be your power, your off-grid power, your batteries. It's power. It's absolutely power, but most definitely alternative power. Where's this happening in your chart? What house do you have? Do you have objects between 13 and 22? Let me know what house they happen in for you.